Now continuing with my audio book series, Bible Books Removed. I will now be reading Tobit, chapters 4 and 5. Tobit, Tobias the father, counsels Tobias his son. Therefore, when Tobias thought that his prayer was heard that he might die, he called to him Tobias his son, and said to him, Hear, my son, the words of my mouth, and lay them as a foundation in thy heart. When God shall take my soul, thou shalt bury my body, and thou shalt honor thy mother all the days of her life. For thou must be mindful what and how great perils she suffered for thee in her womb. And when she also shall have ended the time of her life, bury her by me. And all the days of thy life have God in thy mind, and take heed thou never consent to sin, nor transgress the commandments of the Lord our God. Almsgiving. Give alms out of thy substance, and turn not away thy face from any poor person. For so it shall come to pass, that the face of the Lord shall not be turned from thee. According to thy ability be merciful. If thou have much, give abundantly. If thou have a little, take care even so to bestow willingly a little. For thus thou storest up to thyself a good reward for the day of necessity. For alms deliver from all sin and from death, and will not suffer the soul to go into darkness. Alms shall be a great confidence before the Most High God to all them that give it. Purity, humility, honesty. Take heed to keep thyself, my son, from all fornication, and beside thy wife never endure to know a crime. Never suffer pride to reign in thy mind or in thy words, for from it all perdition took its beginning. If any man hath done any work for thee, immediately pay him his hire, and let not the wages of thy hired servant stay with thee at all. Charity. See thou never do to another what thou wouldst hate to have done to thee by another. Eat thy bread with the hungry and the needy, and with thy garments cover the naked. Lay out thy bread and thy wine upon the burial of a just man, and do not eat and drink thereof with the wicked. Seek counsel always of a wise man. Bless God at all times, and desire of him to direct thy ways, and that all thy counsels may abide in him. Tobias the father tells of his loan to Gabbles. I tell thee also, my son, that I lent 10 talents of silver, while thou wast yet a child, to Gebelus in Ragis, a city of the Medes, and I have a note of his hand with me. Now therefore inquire how thou mayst go to him, and receive of him the foresaid sum of money, and restore to him the note of his hand. Fear not, my son, we lead indeed a poor life, but we shall have many good things if we fear God, and depart from all sin, and do that which is good. Chapter 5. Young Tobias asks his father's advice. Then Tobias answered his father and said, I will do all things, father, which thou hast commanded me. But how I shall get this money, I cannot tell. He knoweth me not, and I know not him. What token shall I give him? Nor did I ever know the way which leadeth thither. Then his father answered him and said, I have a note of his hand with me, which when thou shalt shew him, he will presently pay it. But go now and seek thee out some faithful men, to go with thee for his hire, that thou mayst receive it while I yet live. Young Tobias meets Raphael. Then Tobias, going forth, found a beautiful young man standing girded, and as it were ready to walk. And not knowing that he was an angel of God, he saluted him, and said, From whence art thou, good young man? But he answered, Of the children of Israel. And Tobias said to him, Knowest thou the way that leadeth to the country of the Medes? And he answered, I know it, and I have often walked through all the ways thereof, and I have abode with Gabelus, our brother, who dwelleth at Rages, a city of the Medes, which is situate in the mount of Ecbatana. And Tobias said to him, Stay for me, I beseech thee, till I tell these same things to my father. Raphael offers to guide young Tobias. Then Tobias, going in, told all these things to his father, upon which his father, being in admiration, desired that he would come in unto him. So going in, he saluted him, and said, Joy be to thee always. And Tobias said, What manner of joy shall be to me, who sit in darkness and see not the light of heaven? And the young man said to him, Be of good courage, thy cure from God is at hand. And Tobias said to him, Canst thou conduct my son to Gabelus at Rages, a city of the Medes? And when thou shalt return, I will pay thee thy hire. And the angel said to him, I will conduct him thither, and bring him back to thee. And Tobias said to him, I pray thee, tell me of what family or what tribe art thou? And Raphael the angel answered, Dost thou seek the family of him thou hirest, or the hired servant himself, to go with thy son? But lest I should make thee uneasy, I am Azarias, the son of the great Ananias. And Tobias answered, Thou art of a great family, but I pray thee be not angry that I desired to know thy family. And the angel said to him, I will lead thy son safe, and bring him to thee again safe. And Tobias answering said, May you have a good journey, and God be with you in your way, and his angel accompany you. Then all things being ready that were to be carried in their journey, Tobias bade his father and his mother farewell, and they set out both together. Anna, mother of Tobias the son, mourns his departure. And when they were departed, his mother began to weep, and to say, Thou hast taken the staff of our old age, and sent him away from us. I wish the money for which thou hast sent him had never been. For poverty was sufficient for us, that we might account it as riches, that we saw our son. And Tobias said to her, Weep not, our son will arrive thither safe, and will return safe to us, and thy eyes shall see him. For I believe that the good angel of God doth accompany him, and doth order all things well that are done about him, so that he shall return to us with joy. At these words his mother ceased weeping and held her peace.